and step right up, and see the aerialist watch as she flirts with death. And that's right, folks, hold on to them hats, because there is nothing between her and the ground. That's right, she does it all without a net. You know, you were great out there. You know, you flew so high. You were head over heels, you soared. But before I got the courage to talk to you, you were in his arms. The lion tamer. I'll admit it, he was a big guy. He could tie me into a pretzel. Would not tussle with him. But he didn't know you. And then you kissed him. He wasn't even a good lion tamer. He always looked the part with his whip and his chair and his sparkles. But he didn't know you. You know, he wasn't perfect, but you were. But I was there before him. And I loved you more than he ever could. The July issue of Harvard Mental Health defines overactive obsession as irrational thoughts and images. They may feel intrusive and sometimes unwanted. It further explains how a patient becomes overly attached to a person or object, further hurting themselves and the people around them. In everyday life, this condition often gets the cold shoulder, being dismissed as something to get over quickly, which further represses the patient's problem. Now, for one such victim, a clown, just trying to get his moment in the spotlight. This is my last attempt to explain to you what happened with the Lion Tamer by Brendan Matthews. So, the first time that I had ever saw you, I was alone at the big tub adjusting these big bowls of confetti, and then you walked right on by, and I knew in my head that you were no 1st of May, no circus rookie, no. You were 5'0", barefoot, in a very revealing leotard. My eyes were stuck on you. So I did what any clown would do, and I followed you with a big smile on my face, and you led me to this big top. And you were already up at the tightrope, calling down to the boys that you practice without a net. Everyone was looking at you like you were some sort of crazy witch. For me, my heart, it burst like a balloon. Right there, I knew I loved you. So I made it a habit of running into you on the midway, and as much as I can, and whenever we scrounged for some breakfast, there was a pie cup. We always got some lukewarm coffee and some day-old funnel cakes. Rather delicious. And then there you were, the first night, the big debut, and everyone's eyes were fixated on you. And then your sequin leotard dress, it burst like tiny flash bulbs. But then he caught you. Then you kissed him. You had never mentioned him over breakfast. Yeah, him. Yes. The Lion Tamer, yeah. Him. Really. It was after that kiss that I started performing my new bit. It was to take off the Lion Tamer's act. I used my Scotty Terrors, and I'm admitting this now. I am no clown college clown, but I thought it was pretty good. So you see, I filled my pockets with kibble, and they would chase me around the ring, and they would bite me on the bum, but it was padded, so it didn't hurt. Making fun of the Lion Tamer out there. I didn't really know what he was gonna think of that. But honestly, I didn't care. But we still had breakfast, which was very weird for me. I became so obsessed with you. So I got up the courage to tell you that I loved you. And you just laughed in my face. They always laugh at the clown, though. Well, this whole story that I'm now telling you is just a roundabout way of saying that one night I heard noises coming from your trailer. And I thought to myself, oh, here we go again, another night of me torturing myself to the image of you and him. After weeks, I swore that I could hear every whispered moment in my head. So, one dark night, I decided to peek my head at the window, and I saw it all. But you weren't with the lion tamer. Ladies and gentlemen, in the center of the ring, I give you the strong man. Watch as he bends iron like a salt water taffy. My knees buckled. I staggered away. How could you be with the lion tamer, but be screwing the lion tamer? You know, in my head it was always a lion tamer, but you, I knew who you were with. The strong man. And what was I to you? I want to make this part completely clear. I didn't go looking for the lion tamer. He came to me. I fell, he picked me back up, and then he asked me where you were. And you know, this wave of emotion came over me. I was so filled with rage that I pointed my white glove at your trailer. So here we were, tonight was supposed to be the biggest show, the grand finale, the night where everyone was going to pull out the biggest stuff. Before the show, I started to look at the lion tamer. He had this fire in his eye. Real fire. And he had a bottle of gin in his hand, and he was angry. But then I looked to you, and you looked like nothing had ever happened. Lights went down, and then they came back up, and the lion tamer was in the center of the ring, surrounded by all of his big cats. I don't know what he had planned to do out there. Then he started shouting and yelling at these lions to go one way or go the other way. But then the biggest lion wouldn't budge. The lion's eyes yellowed and narrowed. The lion tamer raised his whip and whipped it at him, but the lion caught it in his mouth and pounced on top of the lion tamer. The lights went out, and then they went back to the center of the ring. When the lights came back up, it was on me and my dogs. But these people in the audience, they turned on me. Garbage was running down on me. It took me a second to realize what I was doing, when I was standing here with my dogs. This was all an act. This wasn't to make fun of him. This wasn't to predict the future. But then the dogs, one bit me in the leg, and then another one bit me in the leg, and I just stood there. Garbage still coming down on me, popcorn, everything. But then I looked up to you. And below you, the horror of the lion cage, the roar of the cloud, and me, a lonely clown waiting for a moment's notice by someone. You felt gravity pull you down from that tightrope. You jumped. No one wanted you to. All of this is gone now. It's in the past. Both of you are dead. And me, a lonely clown waiting for his spotlight. persuading.